Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. In today's proceedings, the parole board takes on a relationship so dysfunctional that it could have been co-sponsored by the local police department. Facing revocation for multiple charges, including assault, robbery, and stalking, the parolee brought it on himself by entangling with someone who treats jealousy like a weapon. Describing herself as both aggressive and very jealous, the complainant tells the board she was never scared, just mad, and it was all retaliation for cheating. It was mentioned she even used the charges as leverage to lock down a marriage proposal. Sad and pathetic. Let's see how the board responds when Petty meets parole conditions.
Good morning. We're going to Refuge Detention Center. We're going to talk to Mr. Darnell Crow. Are you Mr. Crow? Okay, you're on mute, Mr. Crow.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so your name is Darnell E. Crow. What is your DOC number?
703-970.
Okay, and we're here for a revocation of your parole hearing. Do you have a form in front of you that explains the process that you signed?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that talks about an attorney. We're not going to pay for you an attorney, but do you want to hire an attorney? You chose not to, but if you change your mind, you don't want to hire an attorney, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. So would the staff there at Refuge introduce yourselves, please?
Sergeant Marsh.
Okay, Sergeant, thank you for hosting us today. We appreciate it. And we're in Baton Rouge at headquarters, and you can see from our name tags who we are. And Mr. Crow, we need to talk to you a little bit about what you're accused of doing here. And I'm the one that's going to get the opportunity to talk to you, so I'll be doing most of the questioning, and then we'll let them my fellow board members ask any questions they want, and then we'll vote to see if we're going to revoke your parole or not. Okay. Rule number 4, and of course, when you get out, you sign this paper agreeing to these rules. And so we're saying right now that we have problem, or the P&P officer said you had probable cause to believe that you violated number 4. That deals with criminal activity. So we're wondering if you got involved in criminal activity once you got out on parole. And so it says, according to the report, that in August of 2024, you were charged with unauthorized entry of an inhabited dwelling, criminal damage to property under 1,000, and criminal damage to property under 1,000. Okay, is that true? Were you charged with those?
Yes, sir. My charges was also dropped.
Okay, so those charges were, in effect, you were charged with them, and then the DA actually dropped those charges, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Well, tell me what happened on that particular incident.
Yes, I had got into it with my girlfriend, and we was having problems and stuff. I was talking to another girl, and she called the police on me, really just to put me in jail because I wouldn't stop talking to the other girl I was indulging with. And she ended up bailing me out, and the charges had got dropped.
Okay. Did you actually break in the house?
No, sir. Like she's supposed to be here witnessing, like the house that they say I broke. I lived, my parole officer know I lived there. I'm paroled at the house, so I never broke in the house. No, nothing like that.
Okay, were y'all still together, or she kicked you out?
We're still together.
You were still together at that time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And tell me about the criminal damage to property. Did you break her phones?
No, sir.
Did she break the phones?
Yes, sir.
So she broke her own phones?
Yeah, yes, sir.
Did she have to replace those phones?
I'm not sure.
Okay. That's kind of okay. All right. Well, let me So she just made this up.
Yes, sir.
Reckon why she made it up?
Because I wasn't staying with her at the time. Like I was staying with my other girlfriend, which she lives like behind the house of my other girlfriend. Like it's like they basically like on the same street.
So you weren't staying there, but you felt like you kind of had free reign to go to either house with either girl.
Yes. I will go back and forth, but like I wasn't basically sleeping with her. Was the problem. So she's a very jealous woman, so she decided to call the police on me to have me locked up.
That ain't too smart, is it? Never mind. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on to another in September of 2024, a month after this, the police were called and the victim was scared and they took you off because the victim at that time was scared that you were going to hurt her, correct?
Yes.
Okay, what victim was that? Was that the
same
same jealous lady?
Dan Johnson.
Okay, so you got arrested in August, then in September, the police came and took you off, but you weren't arrested, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and that's because she was scared you were gonna hurt her. Then again in September of 24, you were charged. Matter of fact, it was kind of funny. That same day later on, you were actually put in jail, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so at 1 a.m. they hauled you off because she was scared. And at 6 a.m., looks like you were charged with simple assault for threatening her and you were arrested, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me about that. Did you threaten her?
No, sir. Like, thing is, the officers, they let me go that day, and I was walking towards I was walking towards my other girlfriend's house. And as soon as I walked towards there, they arrested me and charged me with simple assault, which I was leaving the house. I was trying to get away from the whole situation. But as soon as I was walking towards my other friend's house, they arrested me and charged me with those charges.
Okay, so that was same jealous girlfriend.
Yes, sir.
Same, so we're still talking about jealous girlfriend
Yes.
So far. Okay, and then on October of 2024, you were charged and arrested with simple robbery, stalking, home invasion, and domestic abuse by strangulation.
Yes, sir.
Correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and just before we get started with the story, is this jealous girlfriend did this too?
Yes, sir.
Okay, tell me about that incident.
I know October the 1st is when she particularly filed charges on me, and I know particularly that day I was with my other girl, Crystal Collins, and she had told me she pressed charges on me, but I really didn't believe it. She told me that she pressed the charges on me if I marry her, she would get the charges dropped. But if I go out and I get arrested, I have to wait for her to get the charges dropped off of me, which I went to a place in Alexandria and I ended up getting arrested because of the warrants that was on me. And I'm here today speaking in front of you. But those charges, I never did none of those charges at all. She just filed charges on me falsely.
Okay. All right. I want to pause the interview with you for just a minute. And I'm probably going out of place here a little bit, but Miss Johnson, Donna Johnson, you're here today and you're the girlfriend. It says girlfriend. I'm not trying to be funny, but are you jealous girlfriend or are you
That's understatement. I'm very jealous. Hammer has a problem with cheating. That's the only issues we have.
The only problems you have with him is the fact that he cheats.
Constantly.
Did he Okay, and did you drop all the charges on here that
I
we
did. I
talked?
had all of his charges dropped. I actually went to the detective before he was even arrested and told him, hey, this is not really what happened. I was mad at him when all this happened. I would told him that if he went back with Crystal, that I was going to call the people on him because I knew that he was on probation. And
So
I knew
you
that
saw
I
this,
was basically trying to threaten him and make him stay with me is pretty much what I was trying to do.
so you made up all these lies and
I wouldn't say I wouldn't say false fight. Well, I got into argument. I was very aggressive. I'm an aggressive person. I'm very jealous, and I would go down there and try to confront and fight them all the time. Every time I caught him with her, and every time I call him, I told him I was like, Hammer, if you do this again, I swear to God, I'm going to call the people. You're going back to jail. And he would go run his ass back to Crystal's house again. But she's since moved, so we don't have to worry about her.
do you realize this little spat that y'all are having, this ongoing deal? Do you know how much the
We went to the
police
police
got
and
better
told them.
things to do than run out there every time you get jealous? And
I
then
know.
you drop charges. I mean, okay. Thank you, thank you, Miss Dana. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Board, have any questions?
I have no questions.
Okay, any questions at all? Now back to Mr. Crowe. Any questions?
She was here in support, so you might well got it up. I'm going to let her say what she's got to say.
Well, that's what I did.
Okay.
Did you? Miss Crowe, not Miss Crowe. Hold on just a second. You got me, Miss Johnson, is there anything else you want to say?
No, sir. Only that he really did not do any of this. This really was because of the fact he cheated on me. That I was mad basically, and I told him that if he continued to cheat on me, that every time that he would come back home, I would be mad at him because he would leave for like a day and go. And I knew where he was at, right down the road, and it was almost like it was just blankly in my face, and I would get pissed off about it. And
I'm going to ask the question.
Okay.
If he's released, are you guys getting back together or what?
yes, I hope so.
Yes,
But she's moved, so she's not. We've been together for 5 years.
I see. So your problem will be solved if while she's gone. Huh?
My problem would be solved if he wouldn't cheat.
this is most definitely solved.
Thank you.
So you're telling me today, right now, he didn't do anything at all?
He didn't do anything to me, no.
And
All of the
you're not
house
scared of
the
it
house
one
is in
bit?
both of our names. The money that they say he took is mine. I threw the phone at him. He didn't break the phone. I threw the phone at him.
So you're telling me you're not scared of him one bit at all?
No. If it not at all. There's nothing to be scared of him about. We've been together for 5 years.
Okay, that's the only question I have.
Okay, is the board ready to vote? I got no more questions.
Yes, I am.
Ready to vote? Okay, Mr. Crowe.
Yes, sir.
There's way too much activity going on for somebody that's on parole that's supposed to be abiding by the rules. Okay, your conduct has caused this. Has caused all these demands for service on law enforcement because of your activity, whatever you're doing. And I find that you are guilty of violating rule number 4, and your parole is hereby revoked. That's my vote.
All right. Trying to decide if I believe Ms. Johnson then or if I believe her now. I'm going to order that your probation be reinstated on the condition that you have absolutely no contact with Ms. Johnson or go within a quarter of a mile of her house.
Miss Johnson,
That's my vote.
That's Miss Johnson.
This is girlfriend. That's
Yeah, no more contact.
Okay, you don't want more
It's a
contact.
toxic relationship. It causes what's happening right here. And if he goes back, he's gonna end up in the same boat as he is right now, and he's gonna get himself revoked. If he don't want to agree to no contact, then my vote is to revoke now. I'm trying to protect you from yourself.
Revocation is 2 out of 3, so
I agree with Mr. Prater. My vote's to revoke.
Okay. All right, Mr. Crowe, your probation has been, your
I
parole.
lied though, sir. I told the police.
Thank you. That's the end of this hearing right there. We're staying at Rapides, but that's the end of this hearing. Thank you.
So they revoke.
Parole revoked by majority vote. And for what? Certainly not love. She weaponized jealousy. He stupidly kept going back. That was wasted time with sirens. And the perfect example of what not to do, period, but especially when you're on parole. The toxicity finally imploded. Who's shocked here? But it does make you think. Why do some people cling to relationships that only make their lives worse? And how many times do you have to be dragged into court before you realize it's not even worth it? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more gripping courtroom moments. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.